Hello friends, OpenAI just changed the game again. In this video, we dive deep into the massive waves OpenAI is making in March 2026. From the official rollout of GPT 5.2 as the new Chat GPT standard to the historic $50 billion partnership with Amazon, the AI landscape is shifting beneath our feet. Let us explore this further. When we look back at the history of the artificial intelligence, we usually talk about the eras. The era before ChatGPT and the era after. But inside OpenAI's headquarters, they didn't see time that the way we see it. They see the landscape not as static ground but as a tectonic plate, and they just triggered a 9.0 magnitude earthquake again. Before we dive deep into this subject, a word about our sponsor. Let me ask you, are you struggling to find the right solution for your business problems? I would like to introduce HelloGig.com, whose AI engine connects you with top tier freelancers from your industry only, which helps in designing a better and scalable solution for your business. Whether you are a SaaS startup or an enterprise, HelloGig makes sure that you can focus on your core business. With HelloGig's global freelance network, you can depend upon all your technology needs, be it software development, artificial intelligence, video editing, or even something else. Ready to hire smarter? Scan the QR code given on the screen or click on the link below. Now let's get back to our video. For the last 3 years, we have lived in the shadow of GPT-4. And we thought that we understood the trajectory. We thought we knew how the players were and how they operated. Google had Gemini, Anthropic had Claude, Meta had Llama. The race was on and it was close. But as of this release, OpenAI has effectively declared that race to be over, and a new, much more consequential one has just begun. The announcement of GPT 5.2 is not just a model update. It isn't just 20% faster or 15% better at math. It's a fundamental rewriting of the AI playbook. We aren't talking about the better predictive analytics anymore. We are talking about the agency, permanence, and shift from AI as a tool to AI as an infrastructure of the future. Today, we are going to unpack exactly what happened and why the game changer doesn't even begin to describe it. We are looking at the new structure of the intelligence. So, what is the tectonic shift all about? It starts with a new foundation, which is GPT 5.2. For years, we have worked with stateless models. Every time you started a conversation with GPT 4, it was essentially a blank slate. It had to relearn who you were, what's your goal, and what context you had already provided. To save the context, developer had to build a complicated external database called VEC and feed them back to the model manually. It was inefficient, expensive workaround. GPT 5.2 is different. It is built natively from stateful architecture. This is the moment AI gained a functional, persistent memory. When you initialize a workspace in the new OpenAI Frontier platform, that environment remains. The AI learns the infrastructure of your code base, your legal precedent, your specific writing style, and it doesn't forget it. If you come back 6 months later, it remembers the project's history, the pending task, and the nuance of your previous feedback. The statefulness unlocks the holy grail of the automation, the agentic workflow. Legacy model needed you to hold their hand step by step, tell them what to do, check their work, tell them the next steps. GPT 5.2 based agents are designed for autonomy. You give them the goal, build me a scalable CRM, and they don't just produce output code. They spin up a workspace, check the AWS requirement, design the schema, write the code, set up the test suite, and deploy it. If they hit an error, they don't stop and ask you what to do. They debug, problem solve, and continue. They operate at a system level. This isn't an assistant, it's an automated junior engineer capable of handling end to end complexity, and it is retiring everything that came before it. If you aren't building stateful agent, you are building in the past. But a revolutionary model is meaningless without the brute force compute to run it, and this is where the genius or audacity of OpenAI strategy truly shines. They didn't just release a model, they secured the grid as well. They officially formalized the largest infrastructure deal in AI history, a $50 billion partnership with Amazon and AWS. This move reshapes the map. For years, the story was that the OpenAI was locked in a holy alliance with Microsoft. Now they are playing the field by moving their entire frontier enterprise platform to AWS. OpenAI has unlocked an almost infinite scalability. This isn't just about renting virtual machines. This is the strategic play for Amazon's Trinium and Infertia chips. Their compute abundance is what allows OpenAI to move beyond the legacy models and start processing data at scalable previously thought was absolutely impossible. This deal says two things to the world. First, OpenAI will not be bottlenecked by the infrastructure. Second, the perhaps more importantly, the path to AI dominance is not through a single partner. It's through multiple computational partner and availability. OpenAI is positioning itself not as an app but as a utility provider for the future of thought. Compute is the new energy, but easily the most significant and controversial part of this release isn't technical, it's the geopolitical. OpenAI officially announced an agreement with Pentagon, specifically the newly redesigned Department of War, for advanced national security applications. Look back at the graphics. You can see how the energy flowing from central core is rewriting the geopolitical shift. For years, AI developers, especially leaders like Anthropic, publicly stated they would refuse contracts related to kinetic warfare, fearing AGI could increase the lethality of the conflict. OpenAI just crossed that line. OpenAI has publicly stated that they are not building autonomous weapon system, but they are building the situational awareness, logistics simulation, and rapid cyber defense intelligence that will run more modern defense systems. They aren't building the bombs; they are building the brain that targets them. This move effectively opened AI a critical piece of American national security apparatus. It ensures they will never be strictly regulated out of existence because the government now relies on their technology for stability. By making themselves essential to both economy, which is via Amazon, and defense, which is via Pentagon, OpenAI has insulated itself from almost all significant threats. It has effectively forced an AI ecosystem reset. The competitive landscape is now empty. Small competitors who can match the scale of compute or the complexity of the stateful memory would find themselves obsolete. This isn't a victory in a race, it's a declaration of a new world order in AI. So, what does this mean for the rest of us? If you are a regular person, ChatGPT, is about to become unrecognizable. It will stop being a tool you query and start being a partner that you live with, remembering your history, and proactively helping you achieve your goals over weeks and months. It will move from text generation to actual action. If you are a business leader, this is your wake up call. Your competitive advantage is no longer about who writes the best prompt. It's about who can integrate this stateful agentic workflow into their core operational business and earliest possible. The divide between AI enabled companies and everyone else is about to become very, very real. OpenAI didn't just update a model, they realized that AGI isn't built through bigger parameters alone. It's a built through memory, autonomy, compute abundance, and essential applications. They reset the counter. Everything that came before this moment is the previous era. The future has officially arrived again. So, friends, what do you think? Do you have an opinion about this new version, new release from OpenAI? Do let me know in the comments below. We are monitoring this release in real time. Make sure to subscribe for our upcoming deep dives into technical tutorials on how to build your first stateful agent with GPT 5.2. And thanks for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.